You're right guys, TA Gaming 978 here, and welcome to a bit of a different video. Today I'm doing a build showcase on this pirate ship that I made. So yeah, it started off as just a normal thing, I was just building randomly, and I thought it actually turned out really well, well enough that I wanted to make a video on it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It started off as just a normal build, just sort of messing around because I was bored, and then I thought it actually turned out so well that it could be used for like 1v1 battles. So yeah, I sort of covered that a bit more in the video, but yeah, that was just sort of one of the ideas I had for it. It's probably just going to sit there, but yeah, I might play with my friends on it for a bit. So yeah, I spent quite a while on this build, so I hope you enjoy it, sort of me going around it. So yeah, I'm actually recording this after already giving the tour, so yeah, it may seem a little bit disconnected, but I hope it doesn't. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you with the rest of the clips, and see you next video. Alright everyone, so here we are at the sort of entrance to the ship. Before we go on board, I just want to show you the anchor. So it comes out of here, sort of a dark space where it's sort of, a mystery what's in there. That's just sort of where the chain would go in, and then obviously the chain that comes out, it goes down here into the ocean, and then there's the anchor. The other half of it is obviously buried under the gravel, which is stopping the ship from floating away. So yeah, here is the sort of entrance to the ship. It's just a tiny bit of oak planks with a ladder. On a normal ship, they obviously wouldn't have an entrance just in the middle of the ocean, so obviously enemies could get on board, and like who would be climbing unless it was like an enemy? Who would come swimming into the ocean and climb onto your ship? But yeah, as you can see on the outside, we have cannons. There is 8 of them on either side. And they do fire. You can't actually fire them from the inside though, but you can stand on the pressure plates on top, and as you can see, they shoot over there towards the big statue of me. There it is, look. So yeah, here is the entrance, this little gate here. Hop on board, and yeah, the main deck, this sort of area here is it's very sort of bare. There isn't too much going on here, because I did actually look on the internet at pictures of pirate ships, and like there's nothing really here. People just don't really have much going on their sort of main decks on any of the images that I found. So yeah, this is sort of quite an empty space. But yeah, you have this thing here, which is what sort of see the people would stand here and they push this around, and it would go around, and that's what lower and raises the anchor. So obviously one way would lower it and the other way would raise it. I have birch fences around here for rope. So as you can see, they sort of connect all the sails to each other. I've got sort of frontward sail there, and then the ropes sort of come down to the sides. Got some, like, I don't know what this stuff is called, but it's the stuff where they climb up, and obviously you can't climb in Minecraft, but yeah, they climb up here onto the sail, sort of the masts, I think they're called. So yeah, I got the sails, they're just white. I think they look quite nice. I have a flag up here as well, all made of wool, sort of a cloth material. It's meant to be a skull and crossbones. You can sort of see the bones going across like that, and then this is meant to be the skull in the middle. I've got the crow's nest here, where they have a person up here and he can look out for enemies, obstacles, whatever is sort of a threat to the ship, or anything else. He's just a lookout. There's a ladder leading up there, a ladder leading up there, and a ladder on the last one as well. They all have ladders going up, so you can sort of climb up on all of them. So yeah, I've got a lot of rope going around these sort of fences. I think they do look alright. They do look a bit sort of funny with the sort of weird shape of them. But yeah, that's why I use gates here, because they look a bit more straight, a bit more rope-like, but I only used it there, nowhere else. So yeah, and then up here is where obviously the captain will be steering the ship, or anyone really who wants to. You can't really see much from here, so yeah, a bit inconvenient. But yeah, this is meant to be a sort of a wheel got a few details on the side, pressure plate on top, torch for lighting, and then I have the 3 flames at the back here. You know, if they're getting chased, hopefully it will like scare off the enemies. You know, they sort of chasing the ship thinking, Jesus man, they got like fire on their ship, man, I don't want to chase off these guys. So yeah, and then that is pretty much it really for the sort of the upper deck. Most of the other stuff is self-explanatory. I put the Ender Dragon head at the front here, a few bits of wool sort of representing a bit of a body. Yeah, I think what I was going to call this ship was the Black Dragon, because obviously the Ender Dragon's here and it's black. I think that's quite a threatening name. You know, especially if you think of the Ender Dragon like one of the biggest bosses in Minecraft, and they've just got his head on the front of their ship. Like, man, it's going to be pretty scary for the enemies. So yeah, a few more sort of smaller details like buttons on the side, you know, sort of slabs in these gaps, iron bars next to the cannons, and yeah, the cannons are dispensers because obviously they can shoot things out, and the sort of the circle on them looks a bit like a cannon really. And then I have the plank here, so you know, this is where they get people to walk the plank who've like betrayed them, or any enemies that they've captured who they don't want to keep alive. Just walk the plank here and you fall into this really deep sort of ocean that I've got put the ship in. So yeah, the next detail I'll show you on the upper deck is the captain's cabin. So here we have the cabin where the captain is. Shut the door, so you don't get to see in that area yet. You got a little sneak preview, but yeah, so yeah, he's got a few bookshelves, you know, some like books, whatever he wants to read on there. He's got a little seat here so he can sit in and read. He's got a little table with space for other people as well, so if he wants like a few crew members to join him, you know, like the first mate and whatever, they can all sit here and eat together, or he can just have this big table to himself, whatever he wants. He's the captain. Got a bit of paper here, you know, write things down on whatever he wants to do. A lantern for light, bit of a flower for decoration, and then a compass, you know, so you can tell what direction he's going in. Carpet. And then this, he's got a map, you know, of the local area of his ship, so he knows where he can go, sort of the land around him, stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it was quite nice, sort of a big flat map, which they would have, you know, they'd have a big map which they can sort of see where they're going on a real pirate ship. So yeah, he's got some barrels of storage, and then yeah, this is the bedroom. So I guess I am the captain of the ship, so I did make it all sort of my colour scheme. So yeah, I just put a few bookshelves in, a bit of storage, some big windows at the back here, you know, so let light in, you can see out of them, and then a nice blue bed, with a nice big bed frame. So yeah, that was the captain's cabin. And now down to the sort of the under area of the ship, which I haven't showed yet. So yeah, there's this thing here, which most pirate ships have, where they sort of, instead of like transporting barrels and storage things down the stairs, they'll throw them sort of down these holes. So yeah, I've sort of tried to make it look like it would trapdoors, and then it will just land on this hay, which is nice and soft. So you know, they can just put it and then move it to here. So we've got some barrels here for storage. You know, you can look inside them, store things here. Just a bit of randomness around the ship. There's 2 sets of stairs going down to this sort of the second layer. There's 3 layers of the ship. This top one, the second one here, and then one underneath. So yeah, there's 2 stairs going down to here. 1 set of stairs going down to the bottom layer, which is just there. And yeah, you can see the cannon design I've used. I've sort of tried to incorporate a lot of blocks. There's some buttons on the side. This is meant to be sort of the wheels of the cannon, grindstones, anvils for a bit more sort of depth and shape. A nice trapdoor and stuff on the top. These are furnaces. As you can see, furnace. My inventory's got a few things in it. Yeah, and then these are meant to be cannonballs. So as you can see, there's kind of circles up there, which are like, you know, the cannonballs, lanterns for light. And then these channels here are where the cannon wheels would like sort of run back. So you know, cannons have recoil. So yeah, the cannons will sort of run back in these channels, and then yeah, go back to their original position when they get shot. Some cannonballs being stored up here. You know, a bit of a gap there, but yeah, you can sort of tell what they are, you know, the cannonballs. Yeah, there's sort of cannonballs by each of them, so as you can see, every cannon has its own set. And then up here is the bedroom, so this is where all the crewmates will sort of sleep and live together. So they've all got their own beds, bunk beds, you know, a bit of carpet for softness. Each got their own barrel, you know, bottom bunk barrel, top bunk barrel, lantern for light, and their own little window as well. So yeah, the only ones that don't have a window are the unlucky ones on the end. But they sort of have this window here anyway, so yeah, it's not too bad. So you can sort of climb up the ladder to get to your bed, or you know, if you're sleeping on the bottom, you don't have to. A nice bit of carpet, you know, disco sort of looking carpet in the middle of the floor there. Some fences for sort of exposed support for the roof. Yeah, I thought I'd have a nice little archway sort of leading through, so it seems like one room, but there's still like an obvious divide from where it goes from the cannons to the sort of sleeping quarters. They've got some tables here. So, you know, a couple of tables for eating, and then this one here is sort of for games, you know, like poker. They can all sit around the poker table, whatever they want to do. I counted, so there's 12 beds on either side. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the end. Sort of 6 units, I guess I could call them, with 2 beds on either one. So you know, 12 on one side, 12 on the other makes 24. And then I counted here. There's 12 seats, so that is enough for, you know, half of the side to all sit there together. So yeah, I put jungle trapdoors on the windows because they have these sort of circles on them. As you can see, it's sort of circles, so it looks a bit like portholes, and also it's a bit more private. You know, instead of just having all these windows open, they've sort of got a bit more privacy. It's harder to see them from the outside. So yeah, that is the majority of the second floor done. So here is the third floor here. It's probably the least detailed floor out of all of them, but yeah, it's the storage floor. So they just have all these chests which you can't even open. You can open the barrels, but yeah, the chests are just all full. But yeah, it basically is just a ton of storage. So look, you can have all these barrels down here. They literally go on for like the entire way, all the way down to the end. And then you have the chests, all these lanterns and barrels, and literally you just have all these chests and barrels for storage all the way down here. And yeah, it just carries on. And then finally, just at the end here, there's a sort of secret escape hole where you have a little thing to a ladder. You can come out here and then swim back to the entrance of the ship. So yeah, one of my ideas for this ship was for it to be an actual sort of 1v1 map. So imagine you're sort of stranded in the middle of the ocean. You know, there's a bit of land there, but you can't really swim to it quickly. So yeah, what I thought you could have is sort of one person maybe start up here at this end of the ship, the other person start up here at this end of the ship, and then, you know, they can battle. You've got like all these ladders that go up to the high points, so you can snipe people from up here. You can jump on these actually, and then you can have like battles on these ropes. And you know, if you like having a sword fight, someone falls off, they fall down, die from fall damage. You know, so it's kind of like an action-packed battle, and you can do that all over the ship. And then also you have like the lower areas, so you can like come down here, fight people down here, and there's also 2 entrances, so there's not really any way you can get trapped. Also you can kind of get trapped in here in the captain's cabin, but yeah, there's a lot of hiding places as well. So if you want to hide from your enemy, you can sort of sneak behind these barrels. You know, they won't know you're there. And then the reason I put that trapdoor in the bottom floor was pretty much so you can't get trapped down here. So obviously if you're down here and the person is just camping on the stairs, they've got you trapped. You know, like if that trapdoor wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to get out. So yeah, I put this in here, so imagine if you're down this end and they're just waiting for you to come, you can actually surprise them if they didn't know it was there, sneak out of here, and then swim back around up to here and attack them from behind, and they wouldn't expect it. So yeah, I know it's obviously not very realistic to have like a trapdoor with just a hole where your ship will just sink, but yeah, I just put it there for a bit of fun, you know, because could be used for a 1v1 map if you wanted, like 2v2 really, anything you want. You could have nice sort of battles here, and no one can really escape. You're sort of trapped on the ship, so it's kind of it's quite big, you know. The ship is pretty large, but the sort of space when there's a few people on it, it's going to be quite hard. So you've got sort of just the right amount of room to have a battle, but you can't really like hide too well from people, so eventually you'll get found and you'll have to fight. So yeah, there's a few sort of more minor details, like, you know, the stone columns supporting the masts, just a few buttons around the place, just to see it, give it a bit more detail. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different because I don't normally do stuff like this. I've never done a sort of a build showcase before, so this is just my first time, because, you know, I like to try new things, make videos of new things, and yeah, just experiment. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.